Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond, and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this afternoon. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule. Here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest, I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. I'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth? Outstanding. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Jessica Martins. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
2/28/90.
All right. Jessica, I have you on a warrant here signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on 3 counts of possession. 1 count of possession of cocaine, 2 counts possession of controlled substance, 1 count marijuana, 1 count medicinal drug without prescription, and 1 count possession of paraphernalia. Did you have an attorney on those charges, Jessica?
I'm pretty sure I had a public defender.
All right. Would you like to stay with the PD?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Merritt set your bonds at $4,000, $4,000, $4,000, $1,000, $1,000, $1,000, respectively. I can't change those, unfortunately. That's a total of $15,000. I'm going to change your date. We're going to have you back on the 3rd of March. They told you the 11th. I'll have you back on the 3rd. If you're able to bond out, then you should go see the public defender. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you before you go to court, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wendy Smith. Alright. Wendy, are you Smith or Olson?
My maiden name's Olson, married name's Smith.
Okay. Very good. What's your date of birth? Sorry.
9/18/77.
Alright, so I've got 2 issues for you. Wendy, the first thing is a warrant out of Pasco County. Judge down there found probable cause for a grand theft and set your bond at $2,500. And then that apparently was the basis for a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. The bond on that will be no bond. Both of these are Pasco cases. So we're going to give Pasco, we're going to notify them that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It never takes 5 with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you were still here in 5 days, they bring you back to see me and find out what the problem is, okay?
Okay.
Very good.
They were listed as a male on the PC.
He is not.
No.
Karen Stevens. Afternoon, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
6/7/92.
All right, Karen, you're here on 2 counts of battery, both being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, if you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender? I'll appoint the PD. Stay with me and tell me.
She has PTI in 2018 possession marijuana less than 20, which she successfully completed, and then a PTI in 2015 for battery, which she also successfully completed. Other than that, there's nothing.
Okay. And Karen, I have an address for you on Gifford Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
For probably like 7 years.
All right. And Deronda and Doronda live there as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
I was supposed to start the day I got arrested.
Okay. What were you going to be doing?
Just like cleaning houses.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of the bond, however, is that you're not going to have contact with Rhonda or Doronda. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact them through social media. Don't go where they live, don't go where they work. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting them, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until your charges are resolved. It means no contact even if they want the contact, so if you answer the phone and hear either one of their voices, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see them, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that neither of them has the ability to drop the charges against you. They may go to the state attorney's office and ask that the charges be dropped, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if either of them wished to have you served with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. Now, as far as that address on Gifford Drive goes, obviously, if either of them are continuing to stay there, you're going to have to find somewhere else to stay while these charges are pending. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever it is you need for wherever you plan to go. But to do that, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who stands by while you get your things, pardon me, and get going. I'm going to have you back in court on March 6th. Very important that when you get out, you contact the public defender's office right away, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Shannon Tribbett. Afternoon, Shannon, what's your date of birth?
1981.
I'm sorry, give me the whole thing.
1981.
There we go. All right. And Shannon, you're here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $677. Is that an amount of money that you have, Shannon?
No, sir, my house just burnt down. I don't have anything anymore.
Okay. Were you working?
I am.
Okay, what do you do?
I clean houses.
Okay. And when did your
2
house
years ago.
burn down?
Last month.
Okay, where you been staying since then?
Right now we're dealing with Red Cross
Okay.
motel rooms. But I'm transient. We're meeting with Red Cross tomorrow afternoon
Okay.
about housing.
Hang on one second. So Shannon, given your situation, I will find you're not in contempt with regard to the child support, so they're going to let you out today. And obviously you have other issues that you've got to focus on. The child support issue isn't going away, so as soon as it makes sense, you need to get yourself to the child support enforcement office. Frankly, I would go sooner rather than later and let them know what's going on, so they don't start this process over again, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Sir?
April Roberts. Afternoon, April. What's your date of birth?
January 13th, 2000.
April, you're hearing a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD. State what you got.
No issue, Your Honor.
And April, I have an address for you on Horizon Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I just moved there with my grandmother.
Okay. And does Mr. Santos live there?
No.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I did, but
Do you have a job these days?
no, I'm getting one now.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
About a month.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond to April with $100. Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Mr. Santos. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also have to hold you until 4 p.m. So if he wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. And we'll have you back in court on the 6th of March. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Casey Prater. Afternoon, Casey. What's your date of birth?
11/7/78.
Casey, you're charged with possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the public defender. State what can you tell me?
She has adjudication in 2019 for possession of paraphernalia, or 2 counts of possession of paraphernalia. Adjudication in 2015 for possession of controlled substance, without prescription, possession of marijuana less than 20 grams, and possession of paraphernalia. Adjudication in 2015 for possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. Adjudication 2014 for possession of controlled substance. Adjudication in 2014 for possession of paraphernalia. Adjudication in 2013 possession of marijuana. Adjudication in 2013 possession of paraphernalia. And adjudication 2013 possession of a harmful illicit drug without prescription. Adjudication 2013 for possession of paraphernalia. She also has VOPs in 2017, 2014, and 2013, and FTAs in 2014, 2013. She also is an out-of-state offender.
That's okay. That's okay. Casey, I've got an address for you on Baxley Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, sir, not Brooksville, it's Dade City.
Okay. Is it Baxley Drive?
Yeah, 35156 Baxley Drive.
Okay. All right. How long have you been there?
Since April of last year.
You have a job these days?
No, I'm on the,
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 11th of March. If you get out, very important that you contact the public defender's office. All right?
Stand up.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Hey.
John Morrow? Want to sir, what's your date of birth?
1571.
John, you're here on 2 counts. 1 count of battery being domestic in nature, 1 count of tampering with a witness or victim. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I have an attorney.
Very good. State.
Yes, Your Honor. He has an open case, 2018 MM1182 for petty theft. We have 2 options. We could either seek RCO or we do have a credit time served offer for him.
Okay.
If he wants to take that.
All right. We'll talk to him about that in a minute. What else? What is your history?
Other history is going to include a drop petty theft in 2016, a dropped felony battery actually this year against the same victim that was in this new charge. And then he has out-of-state adjudications for criminal contempt 2002, adjudication DUI 2004, adjudication 2010 for obstruction of governmental administration, and adjudication for cannabis drugs in 2012.
Okay. All right. And John, I have an address for you on Baldock Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
I just bought the house in November.
Okay. And Danielle was living there as well?
That's my wife.
Right. Okay, so John, here's the situation you find yourself in. On that petty theft, you were obviously out on pretrial release on that charge. Job number one when you're out on pretrial release is don't pick up a new charge. It appears to me that you have. Therefore, I have the ability this afternoon to revoke your bond in that petty theft and hold you without bond, certainly until Thursday when that one's coming back to court, and perhaps beyond depending upon what happens then. The state has offered this afternoon that if you wanted to resolve that petty theft, that we could do that with time served, which would just be 2 days, which I would sentence you to now. That case would be done, and then you'd be free, once I set the bonds in this case, to bond out and go talk to your lawyer about your new charges. So my question for you is, do you want to resolve that petty theft with time served right now? If not, I'm going to revoke the bond in that case and hold you without bond at least until Thursday. What's your choice?
No, I'll plead to it.
All right. You understand by entering a plea to that case, you give up the right to have a trial by a jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can take care of that one today?
Yes, sir.
So in case number 18MM1182 as the charge of petty theft, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No
I'll
contest.
accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days, credit 2 days served, fine and court costs $550, $100 for the 2 days in jail. Any restitution, State?
No restitution.
There's no restitution due, so that takes care of that case. And then in this case, on the two charges, I'll set the bond at $500 on each case. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Danielle. Did you hear me explain no contact?
I do.
And do you understand it?
I do.
All right. Also going to hold you up until 4 p.m., so if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. You may go back to the house one time. To do that, however, you must contact law enforcement first. They would go meet you there so that you can pick up your things, get going wherever it is that you're going to go. You're going to be back in court on these charges on the 6th of March. Very important that you contact your attorney, tell them about these charges and that date, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Vincent Pansica. Afternoon, Vincent. Date of birth?
9/30/77.
Vincent, the charge is felony retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Adjudication in 2019 for violation of domestic violence injunction. Adjudication in 2018 for felony petty theft, 2 or more priors. Adjudications in 2018 for burglary of structure, burglary of a dwelling, grand theft, criminal mischief, and petty theft. Adjudication in 2017 for grand theft. There's also a BOP out of that. Withhold 2015 for possession of a revoked driver's license. Adjudication 2012 for dealing in stolen property. Adjudication 2012 for defrauding a pawnbroker. Adjudication in 2005 for grand theft. You had 2 BOPs out of that. And I believe that's it.
All right. Vincent, I have an address for you on St. Francis Street. Is that where you're living these days?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
7 months.
All right, Vincent, I'm going to leave the bond at the $2,000. You'll be back in court on that on the 11th of March. If you get out, it's very important that you contact your public defender, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Derek Schooley. Afternoon, Derek. Date of birth?
12/11/86.
Charge is driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for the charge. State, is there a resolution today on this?
We can just do an adjudication, credit time served. I don't believe he has any open cases. It's got a lengthy history, but it's not really trying to relate it.
Derek, you want to take time served on the driving charge?
Yes.
You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes.
As to the charge that you drove knowing your license had been suspended or revoked, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contact.
I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail, credit 2 days served, fine at court costs is $450, $100 for the 2 days. But that takes care of it, Derek. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Cody Vondelin. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
May 27th, 1983.
Cody, I've got 2 charges today, battery on a person 65 or older and petty theft. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. And Cody, it appears that you have an open case right now in felony court. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
But I was told that the woman took the charges, so those charges should be dropped.
Yeah, well, they're not yet. So
Yeah, well,
there you go.
they will be. And the guy was trying to steal my bike, and I let go of the bike and he fell over.
Okay.
I don't find it funny.
Cody, stop. Okay? Your mouth will just get you in more trouble than you're already in. All right. In case number 19 CF2373, it appears to me that you're out on bond. You picked up a new charge while you're out on bond. Pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in that case, hold you without bond on that one until it comes back to court, which is March 3rd, back in front of Judge Merritt. On this case, I'm going to set the bond per the schedule, which is $1,500 respectively. The condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with anyone involved in this incident, which I don't think you knew them, so that's not an issue. I will also have this case back on March 3rd in front of Judge Merritt, so all your cases coming back on the 3rd of March. Public defender is going to come see you about all your cases before you go to court, all right?
So am I able to bond out?
You are not able to bond out until the 3rd of March, and then that's up to Judge Merritt.
I find that fucking unacceptable.
All right, Mr. Shaw, I'm going to appoint you to represent Cody here with regard to criminal contempt. Mr. Shaw, you want to see if Cody has anything to present as far as mitigation and why I shouldn't hold him in contempt?
I'm sorry.
Try again. Because I found your apology unacceptable. Try again.
It's been a long year and a half.
It sure has, but look around, Cody. Where are you?
In jail.
Right.
Your courtroom. Your courtroom.
Right. So what do you think? Was that acceptable?
No, sir.
No, it was not. Okay? I get it. There's problems, there's issues, I get it. But that didn't help. And not only that, not 2 minutes before that, I said your mouth is going to get you into more trouble than you're already in. You know you can catch 6 months in the county jail for that word without getting anything done on your other cases. You get that, right?
I get it now, Your Honor.
All right. You'll be back on the 3rd of March. Ron LaPointe. Wonder, Mr. LaPointe, what's your date of birth?
11/11/78.
All right. Ron, I got 2 charges today: possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD. State what he got.
Adjudication 2018 for Toulouse, adjudication 2010 for trespass and grand theft, adjudication 2007 for possession of marijuana, less than 20 grams, possession of paraphernalia, adjudication 2005 for possession of controlled substance. Withhold in 2004 for possession of marijuana, and a withhold in 2001 for possession of marijuana. He's an out-of-state offender in 2013. He got, looks like convicted for something meth, it says meth manufacturing and possession of methamphetamine, and he had a parole violation in 2016.
Okay. Ron, is there some place in particular you've been staying full time?
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
I'm River Road in DT.
Okay, do you know the address?
It's 306-22.
Okay, how long you been there?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Doing tree work with my buddy.
Okay. Set your bond on the controlled substance at 1,000, on the paraphernalia at 500. That's a total of 1,500. You'll be back on March 11th. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD. All right? Thank you. Hey, Phil.